of the Tidewater. Football has always been more than a game. It's in the DNA. Few names could electrify like one of its own. From Newport News to the NFL to Norfolk State, Michael Vick ushers in a new era for Spartan Nation. With this new spark, fans, the country, even the First Take crew turn their attention to Norfolk.
Let me tell you something. I called Norfolk State out. I said y'all needed to show up, and they showed up.
Because tonight, history takes the field. Michael Vick is home. The debut of an icon, the dawn of a new chapter for Norfolk State football starts now. And there he is, Michael Vick, running onto the field with his Norfolk State Spartan football team. You're watching ESPN's Thursday Night College Football as the Spartans of Norfolk State welcome in a new chapter as they host the Towson Tigers under new head coach Michael Vick. As we say hello, what's up, fam? Alongside the Black College Football Hall of Famer Jay Walker, I'm Tiffany Green. And look, let's break this down. The talk all week, the last several months for Norfolk State has been about Michael Vick.
I mean, absolutely. I'm a big fan of hip-hop, and every now and then you get these highly anticipated albums. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Michael Vick being the head coach at Norfolk State is the most highly anticipated coaching debut in the MEAC in quite some time. We saw the SWAC do their version of it with Coach Prime down at Jackson State, where everybody wants to know, can that mojo rub off here in the Tidewater area?
He drops off not only hot lines, but hot songs, and you go back to his days as a fantastic football player who really started the excitement in this Tidewater area, was a legend at Warwick High School in Newport News, Virginia, where he's from, and then goes to Virginia Tech, 22-2 as a starter with the Hokies, including a national championship game appearance. Out of there, the #1 overall pick in 2001 with the Atlanta Falcons. Spent 13 seasons in the NFL, and tonight he makes his coaching debut after being named the head coach back in December. And so, Jay, I mean, again, you can't state or overstate enough just how exciting it is for Michael Vick to be here. We were driving up, Jay, and just looking around. Dick Price Stadium is just filled with so much anticipation.
I mean, there's energy in the air, but at the end of the day, it's all about football. And everybody wants to know, can the football icon that is Michael Vick, we know what he did on the field, legendary dual-threat quarterback, how's he going to do as a coach?
Well, he will get his first opportunity here tonight. And there's some technical challenges on the field as they are ready to get kicked off shortly. Pete Shinnick on the other sideline, third season as the head coach of Towson. And this is a group coming in with some pretty solid expectations. Closed out the year on a 3-game winning streak and had a winning season for the first time since 2019. So Coach Shinnick said, we're going to feed off of this energy, even though it's not for us.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Towson has expectations this season. They play in one of the premier conferences in FCS football, but coming off a 7-5 season, they figure if they can increase their win total by 1 or 2 more wins, this will be a team that'll make the FCS playoffs. They're trending in the right direction, and everywhere Coach Shinnick has been, he's turned the program around in record-breaking time. The Tigers are saying this is going to be the time where he gets us into the postseason.
The Tigers feeling the Michael Vick effect on their way to the stadium. They took a 45-minute trip here to Dick Price Stadium from their hotel compared to just 12 minutes from a season ago. So, again, there is just so much enthusiasm around here, and as you're readying and waiting as a player, both of these teams ready to kick off their 2025 football campaigns. A gorgeous night here in Norfolk, Virginia. There is some delay on the field because there was a drone flying over, so that's what's caused this pause or delay for kickoff.
Everybody wants a little piece of the show, and fortunate we're here to make history, which they hope is Norfolk State history, as we prepare to kick off officially on the football field the Michael Vick era.
Well, Towson wins the toss and defers, so Norfolk State will get the ball first. And again, this is a very good crowd here at Dick Price Stadium, the second largest stadium in HBCU football in terms of the numbers it can hold. 30,000, not that number here tonight, but certainly all kinds of buzz swarming around the stadium. And we kick it off. Giving chase, goes into the end zone, and a touchback, and a first opportunity for us to get a chance to see Israel Carter, the transfer quarterback out of South Florida. The redshirt sophomore is coming in with some high expectations, and all the more interesting, Jay, he elects to wear the number 7, the number that his head coach donned when he was a player.
And how ironic, and that's the confidence level he has in himself. And we asked Coach Vick about him. He said, I want my quarterback to have that same type of confidence. My little brother Marcus had that confidence when he took the number 7 at Virginia Tech. But when you see Israel Carter, we have to expect he's a dual threat quarterback. If you're going to play quarterback for a Michael Vick-led team, you have to have arms and legs. And they've really been impressed with how he handles the run-pass game, the run-pass option. And they think he's a guy that can be a breakout football player for Norfolk State.
Out of Corona, California, was in the rotation for the Bulls last season as they kind of had a carousel of quarterbacks. Now with a starting opportunity here, Carter, his first pass of the season, and it's incomplete to the outside, the intended target, Cameron Thomas.
A really good job by Miles Brody, number 1 for Towson. He's the leader of that secondary. They say he's a guy that likes to show up in big spots, break on the ball, trying to make a highlight reel. Jumping on that pass, possibly had an interception.
3rd and 7 upcoming. A 2-yard gain on first down, or rather 3-yard gain on first down. Pushes him out to the 28, the flip in the backfield. That's Drayshawn Kendrick, and Kendrick is tripped up after a gain of 3. So the punting unit's going to come on, and a 3 and out as Jason Shiggs with the tackle.
Yeah, a little misdirection there. Had there been a better block on the perimeter by the tight end, number 8, Akeem Wright, that play could have hit big. Instead, in the coaching debut, the Spartans settle for 3 and out.
Noah Tracy set to punt it away. Gets it away in time. And then John Dunmore just watching it bounce, rolls out of bounds at about the 25-yard line of the Tigers. Well, there is a QB battle going on for that top spot, and coming out onto the field for the Towson Tigers, it's going to be Indorf. And so Indorf getting the start here. Again, there were a number of different players, and Andrew Indorf, the freshman out of Miami, Florida, is set to start things off here for the Towson Tigers as he hands it off up ahead. And Al Wooten, the second, the gain of a few. Keyshawn Lynch with the tackle.
And what a surprise this is to see Indorf. We had talked to the coaches all about camp, and the Towson folks were expecting a battle between Nathan Kent and Sean Brown, who was going to do it. And they have another young quarterback by Winston Watkins, but Indorf barely mentioned, but getting the call here early.
And makes outside to John Dunmore. Dunmore, the graduate student out of Fort Lauderdale, comes over from Oregon State, a preseason conference honorable mention selection.
And one thing you're going to see about Towson, offensively, they won't wow you athletically, but they're efficient. They do their job. They play like assignment football. Everybody in the right place, everybody on the same page.
You're moving with some tempo and pace, and Al Wooten, who's wrapped up by a number of green jerseys, including Tariq Miles after that 4-yard gain.
And that's what you have to do if you're Norfolk State. Have to try and win first down. A team like Towson that likes to give you so many looks, if they can get 4 yards or better on first down, then they really keep you on your heels. If that defensive front from Norfolk can slow down the running game and try and make Towson one-dimensional, we'll give them a chance.
Endorf back to pass, across the middle and tipped. That ball was deflected by Dalen Long. And now third down upcoming. Another look here.
Yeah, good job by Long coming down from his safety position, reading the quarterback's eyes, and able to elevate and get a pass breakup to prevent Towson from picking up the first down, bringing up third and long.
Long in this defense want to hand the ball back over to their offense. From the Towson 39. And the pass complete to Dunmore. He's got first down yardage and more. John Dunmore, who they said could be a guy. They expected him to be the go-to guy because of his electricity. And he's wide open right here, Jay.
And this is why you have to play assignment football. You'll see two green jerseys going with the X receiver all the way across the formation, allowing an easy drag route to be made by Dunmore. That's having the mental keys to know what they're trying to set you up to do. And that was a mental breakdown from the Norfolk State defense.
Now they're in Spartan territory as they hand it off once more. That's Camarian Battles. Battles, we're going to see a rotation of running backs. It's going to be by committee after the Tigers graduated their top 3 rushers. Another one transferred out, and so we've already seen Wooten and now Battles. And you see 3 stacked receivers at the bottom of your screen.
With the tempo formation, putting a lot of pressure on this defense, running tempo offense in exotic formations.
Battles to the outside, but not able to avoid the tackle. Good open field job there from Christian Parham. A loss of 2 on the play.
Yeah, great job playing cornerback position. Nobody gets outside of you, doesn't give up the angle. Great job by Parham, and Dalen Long, number 1, was there as well. Good team defense by the Spartans. Now this is where they have to be disciplined and play disciplined zone. They're not going to bring pressure, but it's going to be zone. But you can't have big gaps in your zone. It almost has to be like you're pulling a string. One part moves, the other part moves down against this Towson offense that likes the confusion.
They'll try to get to the 25-yard line. Endorf has a man open, floats it in there for the touchdown. Jason Doss with the score from 33 yards out. And the Tigers of Towson University on the board first in their first score of the 2025 season.
Too easy. We thought it was going to be the zone coverage there. They're looking in the backfield, but number 4 gets caught, and that's Khalif Jemison. He's supposed to be deep help. Nothing gets behind you deep into the middle. Soft zone coverage exploited by Towson. Norfolk State showed signs on that drive defensively that their zone defense wasn't tight. Towson exposed them.
Caden Williams on to attempt the extra point, but whistles blow before the snap.
To the snap, delay game, offense, 5-yard penalty.
Jason Soisman, veteran official out of the MEAC, his crew here in Norfolk for this big game, as Pete Shinnick wanted to come here, get on the board first, and again absorb the atmosphere and use it to their favor. And on their opening drive of the game, they were able to get it into the end zone. Senior Caden Williams, who came over with Coach when he first joined this program 3 years ago from the University of West Florida. And Williams, who's been a mainstay for the Tigers. And it's up and through. Well, how about the freshman QB? Andrew Endorf, first start for a quarterback since 2005 for Towson, and he delivers it right there in the pocket for Doss. At advantage for Towson as they move the ball effectively down the field. And a new quarterback we saw in Andrew Indorf, the freshman. Again, they were kind of funneling through a number of different ones, and Indorf was the guy to get the start.
You know, so the surprise, the freshman from St. Thomas Aquinas High School in Florida, he threw a touchdown to Dacian Doss. You know where Doss went to high school?
Where did Doss go to high school?
St. John Bosco in California. You know who just beat up on St. Thomas Aquinas last weekend? St. John Bosco. Two of the powerhouse high school programs in the country connecting for Towson.
And Williams puts it into the end zone. It's going to be taken out by Jason Winoti, and Winoti avoiding a couple, the hurdle, and Winoti is still on his feet across the 50. There's a flag out, but he's going to keep on going. Jason Winoti with an outstanding return, but it's likely going to come back.
And you know what? I saw the flag, and this is one of those things that you hate where it looked like the runner was past the block where the held was called. And it's going to take back an outstanding return for Norfolk State.
A couple of flags. One of the 25-yard line. Let's hear from Soisman.
10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
I'm sure we'll take a look for it. You know, this time of year, early preseason games, a call for a hold, and that's unfortunate because that was the spark that Norfolk State needed after Towson had an impressive drive.
Let's see if we can see it here.
I mean, they called it on 23, but guy kind of got tackled on the left side. It already occurred, and then the flag came in very late after the penalty. Unfortunate, but there was definitely a takedown.
So negates a 78-yard return, and getting things going is King. Yvonne King, who was bottled up after a gain of about 1 or 2. King, a senior out of Chesapeake, Virginia. We saw a lot of him last year. A guy who's been in the system. He's that complete back that you're looking for as he trots to the sideline.
And we need to see what Norfolk State's identity is going to be. They've got a new offensive coordinator in Brian Shepard, who was the offensive coordinator at Towson a season ago. So they've got to figure out that chess match because Towson kind of feels like they know what Norfolk State wants to do.
Carter looking, and a flag coming out at the end there on that scramble in the area of a hold.
And as Carter left the pocket, the right tackle, I think it was Ryan Nolan. Wow, just think about that. You know, early in the season, early in this game, self-inflicted wounds.
Offense number 56. After distance to the goal, replay second down.
And that's going against Vincent Bird. Vincent Bird Jr., the senior out of Stafford, Virginia. So that pushes them back, starting now from their own 10-yard line. Long way to go. Pass complete out. And Winoti is tackled. Xavier Terry there on the stop after that 5-yard pickup. So now here on third down, and this is again something that Michael Vick has funneled in a number of new coaches into the program, taking over from Dawson Odom from a season ago. And offensive coordinator Brian Shepard, let's see what he dials up here for his offense on 3rd and 11.
Punting the football is not the worst thing that can happen to you in this situation. This is where if you're Israel Carter, you have to know ball security. If it's there, I'll take it. If not, protect the football.
And the ball comes out. But was he down? They're going to say he was down, but he was feeling the pressure. C.J. McClendon.
The quarterback was down. It's 4th down.
Wow, you know, and trying to do a little too much. The play was broken down. You were facing 3rd and long. this is where as a quarterback you have to say, you know what, I have to protect the football with two hands, and he's very fortunate that that knee was ruled down, or else that could have been a very costly turnover, and they're probably going to ask to take a review. If I'm Towson,
on the field was
head
that the
coach,
runner was down.
I want to see it.
That plays under further review.
So the replay official, Marvin Hunt, will take another look at it. And the call on the field is that he was down. They have to look it over to see if they will either uphold it or change it.
And it's got to be pretty conclusive that they're going to overturn it. Close enough play from the first looks we saw that I can imagine them letting the play on the field stand, unless you see something that says, no, that knee absolutely was not down. But this thing seemed like about 2 minutes ago the crowd was into it. They had a huge run back that they thought they were going to get the ball in great field position, and the penalty brought that back. And then you had a holding penalty, and now it could be a fumble. And this is one of those things that Coach Vick got to go through some growing pains early. How soon can he rebound?
Well, you talked to us just about the, excitement of what it was going to be like coming out for his first game. As we take another look here, is his knee down before the ball comes out?
Yes. I'm going to say he was down, had a grip on the football, and his momentum kind of helped the ball get jarred loose.
Again, you need to see enough conclusive evidence.
He was almost trying to throw that ball to get rid of it.
This is a good angle right here.
Knees down on his back, almost trying to throw it, but you have to be concerned. Where was the ball secured? It's third and long, pre-snap, kind of warned you. Punting the ball is not the worst thing that can happen to you in this situation. That fumble would have been more, but fortunately I think he's going to be ruled down.
At the review, rolling on the field is upheld. It's fourth down.
You're absolutely right, and now the second punt of the night upcoming for Michael Vick's crew.
And I will tell you, the last time Norfolk had to punt, Towson came for the block. They had three guys that were really close. If the guys leave the gunners on the edge and start creeping towards that box, look for Towson to try to, I'm looking at number 36, middle of your screen right now. They're setting up a punt return.
Out of his own end zone, Noah Tracy gets it away inside the 50. John Dunmore is immediately met by Jason Winoti, among others, for the Spartans. A 31-yard punt. But the Tigers will start this position in Norfolk State territory. Come back with us. Molly, we're all in Eccles Hall earlier this morning from First Take. Let's listen in from Coach Vick and what he had to say about his crew.
I'm thankful for this opportunity. It wasn't the easiest decision to make, but I made it, and I made it wholeheartedly, and I'm so thankful because they made it worth it. They made it worth it so far.
And when we got a chance to talk with head coach Michael Vick, he talked about, hey, look, these guys have earned the right to be here, trusting the process, and now here they are. On 1st and 10, Al Wooten, the second up ahead for the run, a gain of about 4, brought down by Dalen Long. But he said, look, guys, let's make the most of this opportunity and prove that you're not the same team as last year. The Spartans, who went 4-8 a season ago, says let's flip the script this year. Wooten once again on second down. And he is close to the first down marker.
And you know, it's early in this football game. You know, it's still midway through the first quarter, but you almost got the sense that this is like make or break time for Norfolk State. Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in all the offseason conditioning, all the belief that coach put in you? You know, when you're in camp hitting everybody, every coach thinks they got a good football team going into the season, and the players will tell you the same thing.
On 3rd and 1, it's Wooten again, a steady dose of Al Wooten II, and he picks up the first down. Wooten, who comes over from his time at Duke last season. Prior to that was at Mercer.
I mean, the patience, the power back with the speed and the power, find the hole. You're talking about a 6 foot, 225-pound running back in the backfield. That's a load to bring down. And offensive coordinator Adam Neugebauer right now saying, you know what, let's test these guys up front. Let's go after this 3-man defensive line from Norfolk State and try to wear them down.
On the outside, it's Indorf who runs it. No gain on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd down. Caleb Gilmore in on the stop. So Andrew Indorf, a guy that we didn't learn too much about earlier coming into the week about that starting QB position. Again, you mentioned, Jay, it was either going to be Nathan Kent, Sean Brown. That was the real big battle between the two guys who have started in this program before. But Adam Neugebauer, you mentioned the new offensive coordinator, electing to go with the freshman here to get the start. And so far he's looked good, as that one in the hands of Peyton Faulkner, almost intercepted by the Spartans.
Yeah, I actually thought it should have been intercepted. The tight end was wide open behind. He was so wide open even after the deflection off a Norfolk State defender. Able to get there. And that was Caleb Gilmore with an opportunity to make a big play. Number 11.
Well, timeout is taken on the field. The ball spotted at the 22-yard line.
And I will say, tip ball or not, the pass defense for Norfolk State is leaving a lot to be desired. I mean, there are white jerseys that are wide open down the field, whether they're playing man-to-man coverage, they're just giving them rub routes, and they're not passing off the receiver, whether it's zone coverage, there's wide open gaps in there. This pass defense has to tighten it up if you're Norfolk State. Like if you're a fan of the Spartans, you're almost scared every time you see Indorf drop back to pass, because guys are wide open. They give you exotic formations, and Norfolk State has not made the adjustment.
Here on 3rd and 1, and Indorf has it deflected at the line of scrimmage. Good hands up front by Jalen Swindle. And now 4th and 1, decision time here. Another look at it. And the offense staying on the field, and the way they've been able to run the ball effectively so far tonight. That was an easy pickup, as bouncing off a tackler and still going, Kamarian Battles. Battles, who provides a different type of pace for this Tiger group. 13-yard pickup on that 4th down. And now it's 1st and goal, Towson.
Wooten is the power back, and Battles, number 3, is the lightning back. Explosive slasher. Really likes to bounce things on the outside, but also showing he can take a good pop on that last run.
We see 11 plays for Towson, 94 yards. So they're closing in on the century mark and also closing in on the end zone. Once again, they scored on their first drive, and Battles up ahead, battling for yardage. Freshman out of Sawdust, Florida, played his ball at Gadsden County High School up in the Panhandle area of Florida. And again, this was an area of concern regarding that running back group. A whole new unit there. And now we're seeing a change at quarterback with the redshirt freshman Winston Watkins coming on out of Pasadena, Maryland.
They're gonna run it. He's a big kid.
And the Spartan defense was ready for it indeed. Dalen Long, we've called his name a number of times so far in this first quarter. And the tackle made there by Long.
As Watkins heads to the sideline, they bring back Indorf in. One of those times for Norfolk State again. Norfolk State's probably going to play man-to-man. What Towson's going to try and do is run some type of crossing routes where it's not going to be easy just to guard a man-to-man. They'll have misdirection. They'll try and get a rub route and force a switch with the defensive backs from Norfolk State. They must communicate and stay disciplined.
Doss already caught a touchdown from Indorf. Who will he target this time? A couple of receivers in the area, but thrown out of the back of the end zone. Bryce Butler was probably the closest to that one. So now 4th and goal. The field goal unit coming on for Towson.
And the good stop here on the man-to-man coverage, the tight end versus the linebacker slash hybrid, number 21 for Norfolk State. Good defense. Not a real accurate throw, and Norfolk State with an opportunity to stop Towson and get another touchdown.
Well, Caden Williams now out to attempt what is a bit of a chip shot, 24-yard attempt. And the lefty foot puts it up and in. So a 10-0 advantage on the road for the Towson Tigers, as it's been a solid debut for this 2025 Tiger team. Here a 10-0 ball game in the first quarter, 2:45 remaining in the opening period. And Towson, who has been able to score on both of their offensive possessions. And now Norfolk State is looking to have an answer. 2 drives, 2 3-and-outs for that Spartan offense. They'll get the ball back.
Wouldn't be surprised if they try to pin Winoti in deep on this return. He had a great return on the previous kickoff that was called back because of a penalty. If they're going to elect to kick it to him even deeper.
A yard or 2 in the end zone. Winoti takes it out again. The speed of Winoti avoiding a couple of tacklers and then tripped up and brought down by Alfred Thomas. So Winoti, you can already see the type of spark plug that he is, and they need something to draw on, to build off on. And let's see if this offense can continue.
And Winoti, he's a gamer. I mean, he fields that ball 5 yards deep in his own end zone, makes a couple of Tigers miss, and a shoestring tackle brings him down. But we've seen Winoti be that spark for them. We've seen him make a tackle on special teams, have 2 good returns, get open in the passing game. They describe him as a Julian Edelman type guy that they can put in the slot and can hurt you in so many ways.
And Kevon King gets the carry, and King, who is stuck right there. Good tackle made by Shiggs. Shiggs, who's played a lot of football in this system, just a sophomore, but a guy they are really high on. Says he's heady and he's steady.
Towson, what they do, that 3-man defensive front, those guys are stout. They absolutely clog the middle and make running backs bounce to the outside where the linebackers can be aggressive.
Drop back to pass, quick out the hands of Carter. That's King again, first down. And a flag coming out late at the end of that one.
And King showing you to be a big power back. He's got some moves. Great job of running after the catch on that screen. This penalty could be a big one. Which way is it going?
Bring the run. Illegal block in the back. Offense, number 6. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay, second down.
So J.J. Evans, the wide receiver, the culprit there. And that will erase a first down pickup.
And you see right there, number 6, clearly. And all he has to do is just shield him. I mean, the running back King was beyond him. All you have to do is get in the way like you're setting a basketball pick. And that's just as effective. Easy call for the official to make. Another costly penalty for the Spartans.
Carter feeling pressure from his backside, rolls out the pass in and out of the hands of Thomas. Cam Thomas could not haul it in, and now it brings up another 3rd and long situation.
Yeah, you got to make this catch. You know, you have to help out your quarterback in that situation. Things aren't going right. Do your job. An explosive Cameron Thomas lets one get away from him.
You mentioned before, ball security, really important. Again, here on 3rd and long, Israel Carter is trying to get positive yardage. And has a man open right there in the soft spot, and it's Drayshawn Kendrick. And Kendrick picks up 8 there. Still going to bring up 4th down, but positive moving forward. And the offense slow to walk off the field.
No. You want to. Your best offensive play you had on the night without a penalty. But good job by Coach Vick. You have to play the battlefield position. Try and get a successful play on special teams with some good punt coverage.
Tracy, who's been busy so far in this first quarter, 3rd punt of the night, fair caught there by the Tigers. Well, while we have time, coming up on our First Take HBCU schedule.
Yeah.
Okay, Stephen A., Cam, Molly, they're going to travel down to Birmingham, Alabama for the Magic City Classic, a great in-state rivalry between Alabama A&M and Alabama State. Then the following week, they'll be busy going up to Dover, Delaware to take a visit and say hello to Deshaun Jackson in his first season leading the Hornets. And they'll close out the schedule in Daytona Beach at Bethune-Cookman University.
That's a good schedule. They put together a good list. I don't think they know what they're in for when they go to Birmingham, though, too.
It's special. Unlike anything that I think I've seen since covering HBCU football and an HBCU baby myself. The tailgate is fantastic. They're out there Monday and Tuesday in their RVs all the way through the weekend. Well, first time we got a chance to see Caddy Phillips, the redshirt freshman out of Philadelphia, PA. Gain of 7 on his first run. Brings up 2nd down, got to get to the 35-yard line. They are able to do so as the pass is complete to Jarvis Jones. Jones with an 8-yard gain.
It is easy picking in the secondary for Towson throwing the ball down the field. Norfolk State, huge gaps in their zone defense, a little bit of confusion.
Well, that takes us to the end of the first quarter, and the Towson Tigers out of the CAA. They're trying to spoil the coaching debut of head coach Michael Vick of the Norfolk State Spartans. A 10-0 lead for the visitors here at Dick Price Stadium.
Yep.
Setting ourselves back in every way. Flags all over the field. Every time we get a good play or make a good play, we just we get a flag and set ourselves back. So we got to get some consistency going.
Coach, I know that you talked about you wanted this for your guys. They put in the work to deserve to be in this moment here. What do you think is really taking place? We know the penalties are there, but if
we got to fight. We got to fight to the very end, and that's never over till it's over.
All right, thanks, Coach. We appreciate the time.
Appreciate it.
Action back here. Sam Reynolds with the completion, or the reception, rather. 4-yard gain. And after that first quarter, and Andrew Endorf, the freshman out of Miami, Florida, looked sharp, completing his passes. And this Tiger offense, effective moving the ball down the field. Indorf, 6 of 9, 91 yards, and a touchdown in that opening quarter.
And didn't get touched once. You know, if you got a freshman quarterback in there, you have to put the pressure on him. You have to hit him. So kudos to that offensive line from Towson doing a good job protecting the freshman. He's getting rid of the ball quickly. And Norfolk State has not helped them the cause with playing very soft, wide open zone defense.
This is an officials.
Well, the center, Ian Markham Miller, is down on the field out of Washington, D.C. He's getting attention here from the athletic training staff and will step aside here with 3rd and 5 coming up on the other side. 5 CAA Coastal Athletic Association predicted order of finish. Towson coming in at number 6, all chasing Rhode Island, who's coming off a program best in the CAA football championship, their first playoff berth since 1985. The Tigers feeling confident about this group that they can make some noise within the conference. Here on 3rd and 5 from their own 45-yard line, and a timeout taken by Norfolk State.
Timeout, Norfolk State, the first of the half will be 30 seconds.
So interesting you were talking about the CAA. There's been a lot of change. You know,
yeah.
College football has a lot of change. So the defending champion of CAA, not on the list, no longer there. Richmond has moved on. Delaware was a long-time member there. So that's why Rhode Island, who made it to postseason play a season ago, they came in 2nd place in the conference, so they're expected to compete. Villanova played in the postseason last year. New Hampshire's won, and that's why, you know, you have to get excited if you're Towson. You know, you're right there. Middle of the pack's not bad. Normally the CAA is a 4-bid conference with a good year. 5 teams may get in, so I think when you play CAA, you're trying to be in that top 5 to give yourself a legitimate chance to try and make the postseason play. And that's what Coach Pete Shinnick was brought here to do. Get the Tigers in the postseason play.
CAA Commissioner Joe D'Antonio down on the sidelines, taking it in here on 3rd and 5. Indorf with time, poise, and he's running for the first down, and I think he's right there at the marker, and they're going to give him the first down. They move the sticks here, and Andrew Indorf, not known for his feet, but wisely reads the defense and saw some running room and picks up 5 yards and keeps this drive going.
One of the few times they confused the freshmen with their pass coverage, but with only a 3-man pass rush, Indorf does the wise thing and calls his own number and picks up the first down with his legs.
It's a standout quarterback, as we mentioned, out of St. Thomas Aquinas, 2024 Florida Class 5A football player of the year. Flag comes out as that one's complete to Lucas Londano.
Penalty out from where the wide receivers are. Normally a wide receiver hole, possibly.
There is no foul for an ineligible downfield. The pass was caught behind the line of scrimmage. It is 2nd down.
False flag.
So the flag is picked up. Positive yardage on the pass. That's going to set up 2nd and 1 for Towson. Pete Shinnick, you mentioned just the job that he's done rebuilding programs no matter where he's been. The last stint at the University of West Florida before taking over here. Now in his 3rd season. And it's in the hands. Another target hit. Londano, he goes back to him again. Dials up number 14 for a 13-yard gain.
These guys are wide open. This is a quick slant. This is a 5-yard route. I mean, look, how do you're running a 5-yard route, yet you have 4 yards of separation from the would-be, I'm going to call the would-be defensive back that's playing defense. Norfolk State's pass coverage, and it's a copycat league. If you don't show you can stop the pass, other teams are going to do the same thing to you, and right now they're struggling.
If you're a quarterback, you've got to be loving this, Jay. A former quarterback, you know Indorf is loving just playing catch with his receivers thus far. They hand it off to Wooten, and Wooten along that left side. And good yardage up ahead by Al Wooten.
Things that quarterbacks like, right? knowing where you're going with the football, guys getting wide open, and first and foremost, knowing you're not going to get hit. You show me a quarterback that knows he's not going to get hit, I'm going to show you a pretty good quarterback. He's going to be very confident. Even the GOAT, if you look at Tom Brady, when he was getting hit, very average. So if you can hit quarterbacks, they can look average.
Indoor, feeling the pressure right up the middle and brings him down as Kyrie Moiston. Moiston, the hometown native, played his ball at Kings Fork in a loss of 9 on the sack.
How about this? Take this, Jay Walker, and this is what you need. Somebody win your one-on-one matchup. Nice spin move by Moiston to come up the middle with the pressure. Nowhere for the freshman quarterback to go with the football as he takes a big-time hit. What a play for Norfolk State.
And let's see if this group can get charged up.
They're going to play zone coverage, play soft zone coverage, but know where you are.
Running out the pocket, and the pass is incomplete. Doss was the intended target as he tried to get a foot in there, but it goes through his hands.
Yeah, he was open on the sideline. A missed opportunity, and Norfolk State will be fortunate to force Towson to settle for a long field goal.
Credit Moiston with that big play up the middle, that sack that pushes them back. Now a 50-yard attempt for Caden Williams, well within his range, very comfortable all the way out there. And this field goal is complete. Up and through, a 13-0 lead for Towson. They've scored 13 straight points since entering the city limits of Norfolk. And tacking on 3 more right there is Williams.
Good job, you guys. And I'm like, Corso said we did a good job. Tiff, we made it.
We made it.
We made it. Quality guy. He didn't have to do that as he was waiting and just went out of his way to say that. And thanks for all he's done to college football over the years.
We love you, Coach. Winoti on the return and stuffed at around the 12-yard line. So, Jay, you're scratching your head if you're Brian Shepard, and you're trying to figure out how to get things going for this offense. When things weren't necessarily going your way when you were a player, what did the OC go to?
Yeah, our identity. What are the 5 plays that your quarterback does best? What's he like to do? Are they RPOs and you call them? If they're not RPOs, then you make a change, and I think they're going to a change right now. Is that Otto Coons has entered the game at quarterback for Norfolk State. He's going to be more of the passing quarterback and comes in right away and he pulls the ball. So this is going to be bad on King, but this is what you call a pull. You know, guy coming out the flat, running back, you have to throw that ball almost on his hip pocket. And you'll see it coming. He's coming out the backfield. Look where his ball is. He's pulling him back. He pulled it on the throw like a pitching wedge. Missed it a little bit to the left. It's amplified because it's a short yardage throw, but you got to make that throw.
Coons, the graduate out of Columbus, Ohio, hands it off here to King. And more on Otto Coons, because, I mean, I think that's something that's common that we're hearing around all different teams. In fall camp, they want to create competition. Coaches are looking to see who's going to rise to the top. Otto Coons is a guy who's started in this program and had the opportunity to lead this offense, and so they feel comfortable with him coming in. And you think just to maybe give a different look and hopefully spark something here for the Spartans.
And, you know, have an identity. When Coons is in the game, we're going to try and throw the ball first, run it second. He came in as a very highly touted junior college transfer a season ago. He was a starting quarterback, won the job, and they had high expectations for him. He elected to come back, was on the short end of the stick in the quarterback battle. But I still just don't see, at a certain point you have to establish your identity. You know, what is their offensive identity? You hard count here, try and jump off sides. You do not go for it in this situation. Somebody needs to tell Coach Vick, go for the hard count, see if you get him to jump. take a timeout, punt the ball away.
They elect to run it, and Coons picks up the first down. The decoy there of King in the backfield, but not before Coons. Hey, it was a gamble, but it paid off. And quickly moving with tempo again here. And that's going to go against Norfolk.
The very first down of the Michael Vick era, right?
Prior to the snap.
4th and 1, quarterback run.
Offense, number. Yeah.
Now this is why you don't go for it. Look what would have happened to the running back. He would have been crushed for a tackle for loss. Great play by Coons just to pick up the yard. Barely. That's a warning shot. That's something Coach Vick has to learn. When you get down there, that emotion will get you in trouble. You got to play the odds in this game, buddy.
I think he's just looking for something to spark his team. Here on the run to the outside. And Kyron Benjamin, first time we've seen him tackled by Branson Peters. Pick up of a couple.
I want to see, like, can the offensive line pass protect? You know, we talk about finding an identity. Well, let's see if our guys can hold up. Towson plays 3 defensive linemen, pretty vanilla coverage. Well, take a chance. Drop back, see if your offensive line is good. That way you can start to establish some type of identity of what you want to do offensively.
11 personnel for the Spartans here on 2nd and 13. Coons with time has a man over the top, and the pass is complete. Way to haul it in, Drayshawn Kendrick. And Kendrick, after spending 4 seasons with the Tribe, says, hey, I want the opportunity to come play for Coach Vick.
Yeah, beautifully thrown balls. He drops it right over the outstretched arms of the Towson defensive back in the soft spot of the defense.
So a couple of first downs picked up on this drive for the Spartans. And Coons giving him a different rhythm. Kendrick targeted once again. And Kendrick, who's got special ties to Coach Vick. His father played with him back at Virginia Tech.
Getting rid of the ball quickly. Right decision where to go with the football. A little bit of a spark. Stutter step by Kendrick. And the best drive of Norfolk State on the season.
First play in opponent's territory, but Kendrick, very familiar with Coach Vick, says I've known him all my life, and now he's open to close out his career with a bang here with the Spartans. That's King on the outside, and a pickup of a couple. Miles Turner, the middle linebacker, with the tackle.
And that's something Norfolk State's going to have to get better at. Running the ball versus a 3-man defensive front, you don't settle for 2-yard gains. You know, if they want to play that 3-3 stack, you have to be able to get physical, find running lanes for your running back, particularly when you have a power runner in the backfield like King.
King, once again, being patient, waiting behind his blockers, and finds the hole. And it's going to bring up 3rd and 1. And King's helmet was off, slow to get up.
He's going to have to come out the game. Unless, depending on how you are, how comfortable you feel, short yardage situation.
This is an official's timeout for injury.
This is what you have to think as a coach, all the things that take place. Since he has to leave the game because the helmet came off, would you call a timeout? It's 3rd and 1. He's probably your best short yardage runner.
No, you go with Xavion Evans, who is that big downhill runner, kind of guy number 22 to the right of Coons. He's in the ball game. Instead, they hand it off to Benjamin, and Benjamin is stood up Rodney Roan. With a loss of 1 on the tackle, Roan and company pushing up Benjamin.
Well, you tip your hand for the run. It's an obvious short yardage situation, but a great job by Rodney Roan, as you mentioned, number 11, coming up from that middle linebacker position. Brought an entourage with him. Huge play for Towson's defense.
Already 1 for 1 on this drive on 4th down. Now they got to pick up 2 yards and get to the 33-yard line of the Tigers. And there's that big back in Evans, but Evans is going to be halted.
You don't do that. Towson was playing you for 4th and 2. They crowded the box. One-on-one coverage on the outside. They dared them to run the football. They were willing to give up the pass. Instead, Norfolk tries to stuff the box. And this is a great job of defense.
Well, what an effort along that defensive line. Aaron Clark, J.R. Stiegel pushing them back. And they hold on 4th down. 13-0 advantage on the road here at Dick Price Stadium. The Towson Tigers scored on their opening 2 drives. Rather, opening 3 drives. And the success they've had, they want to continue that here, as they've elected to go with Andrew Indorf, who threw that touchdown pass to Jason Doss to start off the Tigers' offensive threat in this game. A couple of field goals, and Pete Shinnick's got to feel real good about his group right now.
Shinnick, he's on my list a little bit. Played coy with us about who the starting quarterback was going to be. I'll have some words for him after this game is over with, but he has to be impressed with the job that his team has done thus far. He knew the assignment. When we talked to him, he said he's going to tell his team the whole stadium's going to be against us. They're not here to see us. We have to play the bad guy. And Towson doing a good job keeping the crowd quiet, playing their role as the spoiler pretty well. I was
going to say, Jay, you mentioned at the start of this game, the atmosphere was just buzzing. And then after that opening drive, marching down the field with ease, I might add. 8 plays, 75 yards in a touchdown score. Kind of chill things out. 3rd and 6 for the Tigers. Lots of pressure, and Indorf goes down. The pocket collapsed. And David Ojegbe with the sack. And again, another big defensive play for the Spartans.
Yeah, they get one-on-one. That's a 3-man rush, but at the end of the day, they're able to find some one-on-one matchups, and all 3 guys end up getting to the quarterback. As they collapse the pocket with just a 3-man rush. A nice sign for this Norfolk State defense, which has had trouble on passing situations.
Yeah, forcing their first 3-and-out, first punt of the game. And Loudermilk with the fair catch. And the Spartans offense will trot back onto the field and will start at their own 26-yard line. When you think about this Norfolk State program searching for their first winning season since 2021, they've had just 1 winning season over the last 10 years. So Michael Vick, who has all of the community behind him, wanting to see him succeed. And Otto Coons leading this drive again. And we saw a difference with this Norfolk State team when Coons got in the game in that last drive. He let them move at a different pace.
It's go time. Tip, it's go time. You're down 13-0 at home. You bring in the backup quarterback. He's made some passes for you. You got to set it up like, hey, we're getting ready to go 2 minutes. We're going to throw this ball up and down the field and score before the half. I don't like the play selection of first down run. Open it up. Coons has to make some plays for you. You got to be kidding me.
Xavion Evans on the carry. The senior who's stopped by Graham on the tackle. And so now that brings up 3rd and 7. Obvious passing situation here. But you've got a number of receivers. Drayshawn Kendrick, who's made a couple of catches. Cameron Thomas, Jason Winoti.
And every now and then, if you're Michael Vick, you got to go back. You're the coach and you trust your OC, but you have to go back to what would you want? Would you want a coordinator taking the ball out your hand, down by 13 points with a 2-minute offense situation?
Full pressure up front and flipped up ahead. Good heads-up play by Coons, and that's into the hands of Winoti or Cameron Thomas. And Thomas, after the improvisation of Otto Coons,
This is the 2-minute timeout.
made something special happen, so that's going to bring up first down as the 2-minute timeout is upon us. But another look here.
Quarterback making plays, makes a guy miss, keeps his vision upfield. Whoop! First down, Spartans ball.
About this, the all-new ESPN app is the best way to catch sports, all of ESPN, all in one place with live games, live stats. Plus, you can track your favorite fantasy teams and personalize with your favorite leagues, teams, and players. You know, if we had a dedicated band section on the app, I think that would be wholly cool.
Ooh.
As the Spartan Legion is getting ready to take the field at the half.
Man.
Spartan Legion has a terrific sound. They bring just a lot of brass, a lot of power out of those horns.
Unless they're seeing something I don't. 2-minute warning, you're down 13 with a passing quarterback in there. You're trying to run against a defense that only gave up 145 yards per game rushing, running the ball, like deflating the ball a little bit. This crowd needs a spark. They need a big play. They need some points. Throw it, thank you, throw it.
And the pass complete, good things happen as Kendrick once again with the reception, a 13-yard gain, 5 receptions tonight.
What about the job Coons has done?
Yeah.
In this game, very efficient, making good decisions with the football. He's giving them a spark. Ride that spark. See how far he can take you. Throw it.
Coons looking, scrambling, keeps his eyes down the field. Tough throw.
That's a flag.
And no flag comes out there in the end. As Zakai Brown on the coverage. And the fans inside the stadium wanted a flag.
He was held. I mean, he's holding him the whole time. Coons went there with the ball because he knew that he was, oh, come on. When he escaped the pocket, he saw all that context and I'm going to throw it up to give him a chance. Worst case scenario, should have been a pass interference call. Misplay is going to hurt the Spartans. But you see the spark? Even the crowd is into, they're believing in Otto Coons' right arm right now.
5 of 7, 56 yards through the air. Coons stays on his feet, the mobility of Coons, and keeps his eyes down the field. And it's complete to Cameron Thomas, who was immediately met by a Tiger defender. But now 3rd down and
timeout.
5 to go. You've got to spend a timeout. You've got 2 remaining.
I would have, with the completed pass, tackled inbounds. Good job of escaping by Coons. But if you get this first down now, you know, you're still going to run out of time.
Avoids the pressure, zings it over to the right side. Again, Thomas targeted once more. And now, marching down the field, he gets out of bounds. 29 seconds remaining.
Plenty of time. You've got timeouts. And also, if you get a first down, the clock will stop for a little bit. So 30 seconds in college is almost twice what it is in professional football.
And you see Coons, a graduate student out of Columbus, Ohio, really working this offense. His
They're going to bring pressure for him.
second drive here. Again, able to avoid, escape the pressure, gets out of the pocket, dives towards the sideline. Goes forward and out.
And that's miscommunication, because we know Towson plays a 3-man defensive line. All they did was bring up the 4th guy and run him on a stunt, C.J. McClendon, number 4, and he went unblocked into the backfield. So Norfolk State struggling with the twist from the three-man protection. They bring the fourth guy.
And Darren Doolin, the defensive coordinator, had to work with a practically brand new defense, replacing 9 of the 11 starters, all new front 7. They're trying to get pressure on Coons. Here on 2nd and 9, he's been able to avoid it thus far. Does so once again, eyes upfield, and the pass incomplete. He had a couple of receivers to the right, Evans and Thomas. So now, Jay, 3rd and 9, 2 timeouts remaining. You're moving the ball well. What do you do if you're Michael Vick? What are you asking Brian Shepard to dial up here?
Well, protect your quarterback for one. Give me 10 yards. I just need a first down. Give me a first down now, then I can make a decision to take one more shot at the end zone or a field goal. But right now, this is not a passing game. They're kind of scrambling around right now. He's dropping back. He's not picking apart the coverage. A little bit of confusion with so many people lined up in the secondary. But he's got to find one guy and step into a throw.
Well, Coons gets hit as he released it, and the flags come flying out.
That's the best case scenario right there if you're Norfolk State and Michael Vick. So you'll get the first down yardage on the pass interference. Now you have that opportunity, and this is a complete takedown. Grabs him initially, then continues to hold on to him. That's Shiggs, number 7, not allowing.
Pass interference, defense, number 7. 15 yards from the previous spot. Touchdown.
Good air under the ball, and you almost think that if Kendrick was able to keep his feet, he might have been able to come back and make a play on that pass.
So now you're inside the red zone. You've got 10 seconds remaining, 2 timeouts, and this is all the more important to walk away with points, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown, understanding that Towson gets the ball back to start the second half.
You don't have to throw it in the end zone. Throw it short, quickly, get a block, and then call a timeout. Be prepared to call a timeout right away because Towson's sitting on the goal line. They want you to try and get the ball into the end zone.
Of course, wide receiver set 3 to the bottom of your screen. Again, Coons avoiding pressure, looks at the back of the end zone. Touchdown!
Bring it back.
Teron Biles Walker with the score for now, but a flag will negate this.
Going to play. Holding. Offense, number 69. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Jay, you've said it multiple times tonight. Self-inflicted wounds on some of the best plays. It's been erased. Tyler Lineberger called for the holding penalty, wiping off that touchdown. And so instead of 7 points, Michael Vick and his team are looking for 3 points to get on the board. And before we see
Towson, their first of the half, will be 30 seconds.
An attempt for a field goal, Towson's going to talk it over.
You know, let's go back and look at that whole middle of your screen, the center. That's Lineberger. He's engaged there. Gets a chip block. Oh, that's a tough one. He's going down. If he releases the jersey, you know, I'm of the notion if it's a double team, pretty hard to call a hold. The chip block came. That's a tough call. I don't know. I'm not so sure the official didn't see the end of that and didn't see what took the defender to the ground, which was the guard coming over to help.
Well, we heard from Coach Vick earlier about just the guys hurting themselves with those penalties. So they're going to say it's a 41-yard attempt. The true freshman out of Wake Forest, North Carolina, Evan Helfrich, has it blocked. And this is returnable in all kinds of room for Jason Shiggs as he's knocked and bounced out of bounds by Noah Tracy, the punter. And that's going to take us to the close of the first half, and the pursuit there.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, who could have blocked that kick. Low trajectory,
think that was Alfred Thomas,
This is the end of the first
one of the
half.
linebackers, who came in and got a piece of it. Shiggs recovered it. And an all-around effort for the Towson Tigers, who have a 13-0 advantage going into the locker room. You know, first-year head coach Michael Vick will have a talk with his team to try to rally the troops for the second half.
What's up, baby? Good. Okay. I appreciate it. All gone.
Welcome back to ESPN Thursday Night College Football here in Norfolk, Virginia. Port City is home to the Spartans of Norfolk State as we say hello and welcome everybody back to Dick Price Stadium. The Spartan Legion just finished up their halftime performance. Jay Walker, Tiffany Green back here with
Spartan
you.
Legion.
And what was an
I like 'em.
exciting and highly anticipated coaching debut for Michael Vick. The first half of football thus far hasn't worked out quite the way he would have liked.
You didn't want to follow my cue. Spartan Legion, I like them. They've
Let's
been the
just say
electricity for Norfolk so far.
Behold the green and gold. They want to behold the green and gold in the end zone a little bit more, trailing by two
that's
scores.
what it is. You know, right now, I think it's taking your lumps right now if you're Michael Vick. The offense showed flashes, but some disciplinary issues are starting to show up, and I mean that in the form of penalties. You can't penalize yourself. They took points off the board with penalties. They took away a fantastic return with a penalty. If they can settle down and play between the whistles, play the game the right way, then maybe they can give themselves a chance.
Well, Jay, when we saw in that first half, it was the Spartans who got the ball first, but it was Towson who was able to march down the field behind freshman quarterback Andrew Indorf. You see he connected with Doss, Jason Doss, for the first score of the game, and then this 50-yard boot off the leg of Caden Williams. It was a 10-0 score, and then we saw some flashes on defense from Norfolk State.
There's some fantastic individual efforts, way to collapse the pocket to get him in there. But right before the half, Norfolk State with an opportunity to get their first points in the season. Blocked field goal by the freshman field goal kicker's first attempt.
All right, taking a look at the first half stats, I mean, still pretty evenly matched between the two, 157 yards of total offense for Towson. But you mentioned, Jay, the big difference there in the penalties, and that penalty knocking off a score for the Spartans. So my question to you, Jay, is the fact that Norfolk State only down by two scores. They're still in this game, so what do they have to do to get back?
All right, Tiff, when I used to play this game, and we beat Towson back in the day, there used to be this thing when you're the HBCU team, take it to the perimeter. The CAA is a power conference. They want to play smash mouth football. What they fear, the CAA fears, is the speed of HBCU football. If you're Norfolk State, you got to go old school. We're going to out-quick them. We're going to out-athlete them. We're going to make them make tackles in space because we have better athletes. If you try to go smash mouth against a smash mouth team and conference, you're going to have the results Norfolk State's happen. Take it to the perimeter. Take it old school. We're going to go one-on-one. We're not playing no zone coverage. We're going straight man-to-man, baby.
Well, let's see what the plan is for Michael Vick and his team coming out in the second half. They got pushed around a little bit. We saw the Tigers move the ball effectively down the field, and Andrew Indorf, we mentioned, the freshman out of Miami, played his high school ball at St. Thomas Aquinas, registered his first touchdown of his career. in a Towson uniform.
And I thought he looked good. I mean, making his collegiate debut, he played poised, didn't turn the football over, led him on the opening drive.
There's no foul game. This end of the field is 18 seconds. Please reset to 25 seconds.
He was 6 of 12, passing 114 yards. And a TD. First play of the second half, they hand it off. And up ahead is Al Wooten the second. Oftentimes you want to come out and establish the run and have success, and they've been able to run the ball effectively, opened up the passing game.
Timeout.
And this group out of Baltimore County, Maryland. You mentioned representing the Coastal Athletic Association. Nearly 20,000 students at Towson University. Pete Shinnick, again in his third year, as there is a delay on the field. Appears to be some clock issues. But a good time to let you know more about Pete Shinnick, because you referenced this earlier, Jay, the fact that he's had success and won and been able to build and turn over programs. You go back to his last stint at the University of West Florida, program's first football coach. In 2014, stayed there through 2022, led the Argonauts to a D2 national championship, made it to the playoffs multiple times. UNC Pembroke, his time there in the late 2000s. After the Braves' absence of football, brought that back. Azusa Pacific, an NAIA school out of Los Angeles. So you go down that resume, he feels confident that that predicted order of finish for 6th for his team, that he has the ability to make some noise and rise.
You know, you feel like it goes beyond, you know, the football field. Towson as a whole, the university, and their investment that they're making in football.
Well, they're going to check out this clock issue. We're going to step aside here for a moment. Q's in Atlanta, and then Alabama, Florida State. Then top 10 matchup in Death Valley between LSU and Clemson. Should be a great week 1 of football.
You know which one I'm watching?
Which one, Jay?
Notre Dame in Miami.
Oh yeah, because we're going to be down
We're going to be
Miami.
there the day before for
that's
the Orange Blossom Classic on Saturday. Is Florida A&M will take on America's HBCU.
You mean Florida A&M?
University.
It's America's HBCU. Andrew Endorf, 8 of 12 tonight, back here in action, hands it off once more. And that's going to be good enough for the first down. Well, what do you think about the protection of this offensive line? You're working with, you know, a brand new running back stable. You've got a freshman making his first collegiate start.
Efficient for what they want to do. You know, quick. They don't ask these guys to hold blocks long. So they allow the power running to come from having the bigger back. They do a big zone blocking scheme, and they just try and allow the running backs to make runs like that where they can find the crease if they turn somebody sideways. So, you know, the good teams, you know, they don't have to make things overly complicated. You know, Towson's identity is we got a big running back, you have to tackle him. We got a line that can move you side to side. And if you load that box up, we've got some playmakers at wide receiver and number 0 and number deuce.
And again, trying to shed a tackler or two, does so Wooten before he's brought down. No gain on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
And that right there, that's the play that Norfolk State's been looking for defensively. A number of green jerseys attacking the football, surrounding it, not letting go, relentless pursuit, forcing a 3rd and 5, which is a passing situation. Can they put it together? Can the D-line get penetration to make this freshman quarterback get off of his spot? And can the secondary cover? Are they going to know their assignments?
3rd and 5 from the 42-yard line out, and the pass is complete. Zay Perkins with the reception, but a flag is out as well. Let's get the call on the penalty marker.
Holding. Offense number 74. 10-yard penalty. Replay third down.
We were just talking about that offensive line. Left guard KJ Brooks, normally reliable for them up front. The junior out of Olney, Maryland, wipes out a first down. So now it's going to back him up 10 yards, and 3rd and 15 here for Towson.
You know Towson likes to get rid of the football quickly. When you're relying on that, you need a good block from the outside receiver.
And the pressure couldn't get to Endorf. He's still on his feet. And Endorf with a good effort there picks up 12 of the 15 yards.
You know, he got enough yardage there where they may be tempted to go for it. They're in control of this game right now by 13. Great job of escaping the pocket and picking up every yard he can get. Willing to give up his body forward, trying to get the yardage, and yes, it appears they're going to go for it here on 4th down.
They're keeping him on the field. Quick snap, and it's a free play as Endorf goes down. Going to see who moved first.
Offsides. Defense number 6. 5-yard penalty for the previous spot will result in a first down.
Another pillar. And, you know, different folks around and talking in the booth to different people. They're like, is this discipline going to be a problem for Norfolk State? And that's something you think a coach can correct. You know, he can correct the mistakes like that.
First defensive penalty of the night for the Spartans. That leads to 1st and 10 for Towson. Near midfield. Plenty of time for Endorf. Goes around, and Jason Doss collects it. The ball comes out there at the end. Or they're going to say no, it's incomplete.
Rolling on the field is an incomplete pass. 2nd down.
Khalif Jimison was the disruptor there to make it difficult for the receiver to hold on tight to it.
He got such a break on the ball, he decided to go for the strip.
That's Makai Frisbee. That was Makai Frisbee who was the cornerback covering the wide receiver. Zipped out. And Dunmore brings it in. Well, they really like him, guy who just brings a big physical and experienced presence outside. Now Dalen Long, who we called his name quite a bit in the first half, trots off and then back onto the field. In Spartan territory. 3rd down, and the pass incomplete. Londano was the intended target.
And we see the Spartan defense starting to get to the freshman quarterback a little bit. That was an open wide receiver in the zone running the slant route. Misfired, forcing a punt.
So Bryce LaFollette will punt it away for the Tigers. Jalen Loudermilk standing on his own 10-yard line. Clean punt. Loudermilk clears the way, and it's going to roll inside the 5 down.
Solid play on special teams.
At about the 3rd-yard line. Or the 3-yard line. 46-yard punt. Good job there from LaFollette.
University and Virginia State.
Oh,
they packed this stadium for those games there, and I saw some of the famous alum. But I think for you, one of your first time calling a football game here at Norfolk State, seeing this campus in a while, what'd you think?
Oh, it's a very nice campus, and I mean everybody was sprawled out. I mean the great energy that was brought by the students and the alumni for first take, and then ahead of tonight's game, tailgating, got to see Dr. Giovanni Adams-Gaston, the president of this proud university.
Proud president, wasn't he?
Engineering, the arts, their theater group, so many.
Cybersecurity.
Yeah. So many areas of success for what is a growing population. Coons out of his own end zone, one-on-one coverage.
Right.
Again, a lot of contact between Cameron Thomas and Miles Brody.
And that's an award. You see one-on-one coverage, put it in the official's hands. Good job of getting separation to create the penalty by Cameron Thomas.
Pass interference. Defense, number 1. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Remember at halftime I told you what they need to do? Let the ball players go. Just throw it up in the air. Let's see who can do it. And you see a good job of getting behind the defensive back. He's in the trail position. Judge there, and Norfolk State gets the penalty that they need to keep the drive alive and give them a little bit more breathing room.
Well, this offense is moving well behind Otto Coons. 7 of 11, 80 yards and 7 first downs since he took over. And there's another completion right there. Trayshawn Kendrick with a gain of 16 yards in another first down.
Coons does a great job playing quarterback. He's going to call his own number. He pulls it. So this is a design run. He pulls it. That's what they call the RPO. Throws a slant route behind the linebacker. Great job of recognition by Otto Coons.
And wrestled back down is Xavion Evans. There's the Tigers right there to meet him. But we're seeing something different from Brian Shepard, or this group is getting into a better rhythm, as this is a new offensive coordinator after spending the last 2 seasons in that same position for Towson. And now he lines up in the box upstairs, calling the plays for Norfolk State. And Coons, who has been really good, and Coons charging ahead, moving forward, first down.
Now, Coons not quite the runner that Israel Carter is, but in terms of knowing when to call his own number, when to run the football, when to stay in the pocket, Coons has done a really good job. I think a little bit comes with Coons has played with this offense a little bit longer than Carter. Was a starter, kind of knows the weaknesses of the offensive line, the strengths of it. Sometimes he just has a feel of knowing where he needs to escape to buy some more time.
Another completion. The stiff arm, and Kendrick, who keeps bringing them in. 7th reception of the night for Dre Kendrick.
And they're going back to kind of what we're saying, and I don't want to sound stereotypical because I know it's not politically correct what I'm saying, but take it to the perimeter and out-athlete them. Make Towson show they've got the athletes on the perimeter that can run with your guys. And I think that's the chance that Norfolk State would have.
This group out of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. South Carolina State won the conference a season ago. Also got to contend with North Carolina Central. And how about the passing situation? Kendrick still on his feet somehow, and then finally brought down. And they were going to try a little trickeration there. Graham on the tackle loss of 7. It's now 3rd and long.
They had the perfect call defensively dialed up for that. Blitzing 2 outside linebackers.
Forearm was down.
Trying to run a reverse play or a trick play on that. Great job by Darian Doolin, the defensive coordinator for Towson, calling up the right blitz at the right time.
Relaxed look from Shinnick looking on, hoping his defense can get a stop here. Again, the pressure coming, this time nowhere for Coons to go. And just a wall of white jerseys surrounded him.
Back-to-back linebacker blitz. You see Rodney Roan leave his inside linebacker position to get to the quarterback. Had some guys with him.
Benjamin Heffron, a long snapper. Deep for the Tigers,
John Dunmore awaits the punt from Noah Tracy. And a good one, the leg laid into this one. Dunmore is going to try to return it, and Dunmore steps out of bounds. 50-yard punt and short return. As we'll see the Towson Tigers come back on offense because of a great stand on defense from that unit. Them are available now, streaming on the all-new ESPN app and Disney Plus. The docu-series takes an unprecedented look at the Kansas City Chiefs' legacy over 60 years of highs and lows, focusing on their incredible 2024 season.
Ooh.
And a nice stick there on the defense. By number 21, Ty Jones. Jones coming in on the stop.
Those are the plays when you know it's football.
And Jay, we talk about the NFL, obviously the great success that Michael Vick had as a player, now transitioning to a coach following the blueprint that they saw from Deion Sanders. Eddie George did it as well at Tennessee State, now at Bowling Green. Deshaun Jackson making his coaching debut tonight for Delaware State against Delaware. And it's a two-possession ball game. Of course, big news with Bill Belichick leading the way for the Tar Heels.
Yeah, that's been, a good trend. I think, in the HBCU world landscape, there'll be 4 former NFL players that'll be leading ball clubs for HBCUs this year. 4 new ones this year. Michael Vick's just one of them. Deshaun Jackson, as you mentioned, Delaware State. There'll be Sam Shade at Alabama A&M. And you've also got Terrell Buckley, cornerback, going to be the head coach at Mississippi Valley State this year. So be interesting to see how they do it. Don't want to forget about Chris Dishman, who jumped in last year as the head coach of Texas Southern, and Eddie Robinson Jr. And there's one more we haven't been giving it to. He's coming back. He's coming back to HBCU, former NFL player.
Reggie Barlow.
Reggie Barlow.
Takes over at Tennessee State. Takes it over for Eddie George. Mekhi Frisbee, the cornerback for the Spartans, down on the field.
Due to the player injury, timeout, Norfolk State, their first of the half.
So he's getting attention on the field, Mekhi Frisbee. And Jay, there was a point that you made earlier today, and you said it throughout. It's the most well-known NFL quarterback turned HBCU head coach.
Well, I said the best. The best to do it. The best to go from being an NFL star to being an HBCU coach is still Doug Williams. And the coach behind bought the bigger spotlight, but Doug Williams won national championship when he took over his alma mater at Grambling State. So, and I think most people will agree with that. Doug did a fantastic job there at Grambling. And Michael Vick would hope to have that type of success winning the championship. Prime was close, but he didn't win it all.
But just how small this coaching world is. When we talked with Michael Vick, when we talked with Deshaun Jackson, they mentioned just the type of impact that Coach Prime had on them, watching his success at Jackson State, the blueprint that set forth a glimmer of hope for ex-NFL players to have a chance at being a head coach?
We'll have some discussion about that because I know people want to know. It's early in the year.
Jay's HBCU power rankings coming up after this play. Endorf overthrows Battles. All right, Jay, your HBCU power rankings.
Reigning champ Jackson State, no surprise there. TC Taylor has them rolling. South Carolina State, defending champions of the MEAC. They got to reload a whole lot, but you have to knock them off. I think North Carolina Central looked very good last week in beating Southern. So that's why I didn't drop Southern. I think Southern lost to a really good North Carolina Central team. Alabama State, number 5. And on the bubble, I got Morgan State. A lot of anticipation around Baltimore. And Morgan and Towson, they know about each other. They go at it. But what's the big school that's missing there, too?
Is the pass complete? Well, I think
they're
so much of the conversation was Florida A&M just a couple of years ago, beat Howard University in the Cricket Celebration Bowl for the HBCU National Championship. It resides still in the SWAC, and Commissioner Sonia Still's like, for the MEAC, she's like, we got to get that back. Good start there.
That was your long answer saying Florida A&M's not in my top 5 or on the bubble. And you took a jab at me, too, because they beat Howard in the Celebration Bowl like 2 years ago. So that wasn't slick. But
2 years ago, it was still relevant.
For the first time in a long time, Florida A&M not one of those top 5 teams right now. And they're coming off of 5 losses from a season ago, which is not Florida A&M like. So that being the case there, I would not be surprised if they played themselves into the top 5, but I can't give them to them now, Tip. Don't cry.
4th and 4 on the way, and the punting unit coming on for Towson. To finish off that conversation, Jay, we'll get a chance to see a rematch of that HBCU National Championship in Miami.
Yes.
Saturday afternoon.
Yep.
For the Orange Blossom Classic.
I've got Howard. You've got
Florida A&M.
Okay, so we'll let them settle it on the field. And if Howard loses, then it's because we are.
You just have to say nice things
we're an academic
about Florida
institution.
A&M. James Colsey III leading the way for the Rattlers. Larry Scott, the head man for Howard University. Coming up in traffic and letting that one bounce inside the 15-yard line. And a mistake there for that special teams play. All right, Jay, you got the floor.
All right, you got to field that punt right now, but we're in the 757. This is Norfolk, Hampton Roads, Tidewater, the best football players to come out of the Tidewater. Kenny Easley was a man, defensive back, went to UCLA, played safety for the Seattle Seahawks. Dwight Stevenson, fantastic. Michael Vick, Bruce Smith, Lawrence Taylor. We're talking about a lot of yellow jackets, guys that have really changed it. And on the bubble, because he wasn't quite a football player, but I'm going to Allen Iverson, and shout out to my old coach at Howard University, who's from the 757, Ron Springs, who played for the Dallas Cowboys. He's from here. This is a football hotbed. And, you know, the list goes on and on and on, but I like my 5. You take that 5. You take that anywhere around the country. What do you say, Tim?
It's a solid 5 for sure. And Jay, and full transparency, I wasn't as adept to knowing the type and richness and depth of talent that was here in the 7.5 area. Ronald Curry, bad boy,
legend.
Tips 2 cents, right?
Yeah.
Basketball and football,
yes.
Might we add. And then Mike Tomlin, the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, I mean, they just...
You got a coach in there who's a good football player, played at Wood and Mary up the road. You got a coach and a basketball player. How are you going to beat that football team?
But Ronald Curry was also a very good football player. He was one of the best around his parts.
And shout out to some guys we're missing off the list. You can go with Aaron Brooks. You go with
the cousin to Michael Vick, 4 years older.
You go with Percy Harvin, Terry Kirby, Chris Slade. It goes on and on.
There's a lot.
They play football for real down here, as they would say. They're real about it. And that guy right there could be the best of the bunch. Offensively, he's the best offensive player ever come out of here.
Yeah. A human highlight, I mean, just the way he would throw the ball down the field. He would just electrify any offense anytime he stepped on. And that thrown behind Biles Walker, Teron Biles Walker, the brother of Olympian Simone Biles, and that's going to bring up 4th down. What's that like? If you're walking around and you're the brother of Simone Biles, you talk about goats.
That's a goat.
Yeah.
That's a goat. There was a gymnast that's from around here, too. Who was a famous gymnast that's from this area that I know we had researched?
Gabby Douglas.
Gabby Douglas is from here in the 757. Yep. So what's in this tide water?
Yeah, what is exactly in the tide water is the Spartans punt it away. And favorable roll, 48-yard punt for Norfolk State. And now Towson will get the ball back.
And just think, when you look at this game, it's 13-0, kind of at a standstill. You'd say what if, but what if that touchdown's not taken off the board during a 2-minute drive for Norfolk State? And, I'm seeing they've got some athletes. They have an athletic squad at Norfolk State, but how soon will that man be able to bring them together? Offensively, they haven't found their identity. Defensively, we've seen them get better as the night has progressed.
As we say that, the ball comes loose, taken away by Ty Jones. It flipped up in the air. We're going to see who comes up with it. And judging by the reaction and the signal from Jason Soisman, the ball goes to Norfolk State. Well, they led the MEAC last season with 10 fumble recoveries, the first of this season, and Tariq Miles comes up with it after a great play by Ty Jones.
And just meeting them in the hole, trying to get a little too much. Great job of the hit and the strip. Ball comes out. Norfolk State will have their best starting position of the evening. Now, I'm looking at Coach Vick over there. He didn't flinch. and we know he's laid back, but you can feel the intensity in him. And you wonder, is this the time where he goes to challenge his ball squad? Like, all right, I've seen enough. Go do it. Yeah. Go do it. But that's cool, calm, collected right there.
And you even asked him the question, like, do you get nervous or do you get fired up for a game? He said, oh, yeah. He said, I feel like I could go out there and suit up right now.
Delay game, offense, 5-yard penalty.
You got to be kidding.
First down.
But it's those type of miscues that have got to frustrate the first-year head coach, given the fact that you just came up with an outstanding defensive play, and then you
can see it. He's talking to somebody like, how does that happen? And you put it on two. You put it on the offensive coordinator and you put it on your quarterback. Quarterback, you see the clock. And they're taking their time right now. This clock is at 10 seconds before they call a play, and they're still looking over. So now they're going to end up having to call a timeout, and you're losing by 13, and you already get a 5-yard penalty.
Timeout, Norfolk State, their second of the half. It'll be 30-second timeout.
So having to spend a timeout here with 1:20 remaining in the third quarter, because there seemed to be some confusion of getting the call in. And Jay, it's those little things. Coaches always talk about the devil's in the details. It's just those little details. But you also have to consider it's the first game of the season.
Yeah, but if you know football, there's certain things that can't happen, right? And this is a double whammy because, one, when you're down by 13, you're going to need your timeouts. When you're in the trail position in the second half, you need timeouts. And two, when you're trying to get your first points of the season, you're going to need yards. They gave up 5 yards, and they gave up a timeout.
King on the carry, and King held up by Xavier Terry. Now closing in on the final minute of the third quarter, 2nd and 12. Quickly back up to the line from the 45 of Towson. Coons rolling out to his left, has a man, and Jason Winoti, well, that's Cameron Thomas. And Cameron Thomas gets them deeper and deeper into the red zone now after that first down reception and more. Great gain on the play. 26 yards, quickly back.
Hit it to him.
Flipped it up into the hands of Kendrick. He's really done a nice job.
And this throw here was really impressive because you'll see him drifting. Watch him drifting. To drift that hard to your left and make an accurate throw. Big time play by Otto Coons. He's got the drift and a nice concentration. Get the feet in bounds. Norfolk State is in the red zone.
And that takes us to the end of the third quarter. Norfolk State still searching for their first points. Come back to start the fourth to see if they can punch it in. Michael Vick in his head coaching debut for the Norfolk State Spartans. To know just how excited everybody was about it. Jay, you saw this quite a bit when we were driving in.
Oh, absolutely. The hottest thing, and I'm hot right now because I'm holding the hottest prop that you can find right now here in this Tidewater area. The customized Michael Vick jersey with the Spartans on it. Yeah. They're wearing them deep in the stands right here. Get these. I got mine. You need to get yours, but that tells you how much they love him right now. I mean, you would think Michael Vick played for Norfolk State. Creative idea right there, and you see him. We've seen him all weekend. I think Cam was rocking one today on First Take, so it's a good one. They love their hometown hero, and right now, let's see if his hometown offense can put some points on the board.
Well, the pass into the hands of Cameron Thomas, and Thomas picks up a first down. When you think about the roots that have been established here from Michael Vick, grew up in Newport News, Virginia, but just about 30 minutes from here. Played his high school ball there, became a legend, if you will, and now his team with first and goal. Coons feeling the pressure, immediately scrambles to the right side and tries to get in. And a flag. Some laundry coming out in the process.
Unfortunately, the way this game is going, this will probably be versus Norfolk State. But what a play, but we'll see. I'm not sure. I'm just guessing right now. But a great job by Otto Coons to call his number. Got a nice lead block from Akeem Wright, the tight end. Let's see.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding. Offense, number 66, defense. Holding, number 9, defense. Those penalties were all set. Replay first down.
We will replay the down after the offsetting penalties.
Yeah, you were holding him there. That was you.
He's like, I need to just get some clarification real quick. Otto Coons, while he is not a running quarterback, he has had to scramble quite a bit tonight and has done a pretty good job.
One-on-one matchup up top. They've outflanked their tight end versus shorter quarterback. Throw the fade route.
Instead, they hand it off into the hands, into the left side. And the touchdown. Jalen Loudermilk with an 8-yard run to the outside, and the first score of the season for the Spartans.
Wow, they used the tight end right on the top of your screen to be the seal block in the end zone. So all Loudermilk had to do was get to the outside. You'll see the tight end driving them there. Great play design by Norfolk State to get a touchdown to start off this fourth quarter.
Some late life for Norfolk State. And how about the Spartans give it to Jalen Loudermilk, his first touch of the night. It's gold and it's into the end zone. Interesting as Norfolk State now cuts the lead down by a touchdown, and we saw them come out in this second half rather, and move the ball a little bit better. They've gotten a rhythm and a flow in an offense, capitalizing on that big turnover forced by the defense. And now it's a one-score ball game. Perry on the kick and the return here for the Tigers, and still going is Londano. Lucas Londano wrapped up around the 33. Let's go back to how that drive unfolded thanks to some key plays, and this one was ever so big.
Well, the defense adding the spark, gave them the football in great field position, and then they were able to take advantage of it, a key throw by Coons down the field, and then Loudermilk goes in for the score. And that's a sign. That's what you want to see. The defense gives you the ball back. Offense didn't settle for a field goal. A good team will make you pay for your turnovers. And Norfolk State able to take advantage of that turnover and get right back into this football game.
And Jay, you mentioned how defensive coordinator Terrence Garvin made the adjustments, saw some good things in the first half. Let's see if they can continue to hold, and that's a big stick right there in the gap, and everybody felt that one in the stadium.
Ooh, you talk about meet me at the hole. This is like getting up for Oklahoma drill. You got stuck. Textbook, helmet away, no targeting call. It's about as hard as hit as you can see in today's college football, Tiff.
We didn't have number 15 listed on our rosters, and Butler, first time we're seeing action from him, and that's good enough for a first down. Well, that's something that Towson did a very good job of in the first half, or first quarter rather. They picked up 6 first downs. Since then, half a dozen first downs for the remainder of the game. So again, that's a credit to the Spartans defense and slowing them down.
This game's going to come down to first downs. And when I say first downs, how can Towson do on first down? They want to run the ball, establish to run the power. And what's Norfolk going to do? Because when you got a team on the ropes a little bit, they go back to their bread and butter. And if Towson is able to have success running the ball on first down, then Norfolk State's in trouble. Norfolk has to man up, get stern, put an extra guy in the box on first down so they can get ahead.
Well, 18-yard pickup there for Camarian Battles. More than 100 yards picked up on the ground for the Tigers. They go back to the run once again, and great balance there from Camarian Battles. And he is doing the lion's share on this drive. Another double-digit gain there for the freshman.
You know, he's that lightning there. You know, good balance right here, hard hit, but not a wrap-up by Jemison, the defender. Good first down running on consecutive plays by Battles.
And the only thing that's taken him off the field is that he lost his shoe.
Another first down.
3 straight for Towson.
They're going to run the ball on first down until you can stop them on first down. And Norfolk's not bringing an extra guy into the box to stop the run.
Well, the RPO, and it's Endorf, and Endorf ahead, and a flag out near the 25.
Penalty flag on the play.
Holding. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
So it's going to bring it back and push him back 10 yards.
That was one that Norfolk needed. Towson's played a pretty good job of playing penalty-free. They had a nice drive going. Now that brings up 1st and 20. So changes your lineup a little bit. I don't think you can rely on the run on first down like they've had success, but maybe something in an intermediate passing game like a bubble screen or a slip screen to the running back.
Endorf with time to the middle. And Ty Jones was running step for step with Londano. And it's 2nd and 20.
Now we get to see what the freshman's made of. Surprise starter in this football game. Now he's been through it. He's going to have to make some plays with his right arm in these next 2 plays here to stop this Norfolk State team, which has gained a little bit of momentum.
The pressure coming, forces a turnover. Are they going to say he did not catch it? Khalif Jemison nearly got to it, but couldn't haul it in. And another look here is this was close.
Oh, he just let it go through the breadbasket.
Yeah.
Jemison, the transfer from Delaware State, who they had expectation on, missed an opportunity for a big play. And that's about as emotional as we've seen Mike tonight.
Dorf almost not prepared for it. He throws it up wide open, and he makes something. Touchdown on 3rd and 20. The 36-yard scramble toss to Zay Perkins. And the Tigers extend out the lead back to a 2-touchdown game.
Wow, just you wonder, how does this happen? Nobody in the deep middle of the field. And you almost wonder, he's wide open, calling for it, open for a long time. And we've seen huge lapses in the secondary for Norfolk State. Huge play by Towson.
And once again, they've been able to silence the crowd. It was rocking there. The stadium was shaking on 3rd and 20. And what does the freshman Andrew Endorf do? Find a wide open Zay Perkins for the touchdown. And Towson on top 27.
ESPN's Thursday Night College Football is brought to you by Dollar Snacky Hour at Sonic. Live free, eat Sonic.
You can appreciate this here in the port city, the USS Wisconsin. Big naval presence here in the Norfolk area. And if you travel up right outside the Baltimore city limits, there's Towson University. And known as a commuter school for a long time, Jay, close to 20,000. I loved learning about their academic programs. Gerontology, Jay, I'm going to give you a moment to think on what that is.
I know what dermatology is. Dermatology is treatment of the skin, right? I don't know what gerontology is. And I have played and won at Johnny Unitas Stadium.
Gerontology, the study of aging, essentially. One of 100 undergraduate programs, or one of 100 programs in the country offered at a university. And Johnny Unitas Stadium, named after
Johnny, you famous Colts.
That's right, Baltimore Colts.
What's up with the voice of Elmo with the Towson?
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Is that what you came up with?
Yeah.
You're getting excited. Isn't that cool?
Come on, Elmo is an icon all on his own. Everybody
you have young kids. I haven't heard Elmo in a long time.
Oh, come on. Remember the Tickle Me Elmo? Amy Schumer, the comedian. Charles Dutton, the actor.
Charles Dutton.
False start.
Rock.
Offense.
That's right.
Number 8. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Elmo laugh. Come on. Come on, Jay. That's
so
right.
It'll be 1st and 15 for Norfolk's kickers.
I've got young kids. That's okay.
And this is what you do right now. Defense let you down. Offense, get it back. Get it back. Show that you can score points, that it wasn't just they gave you the ball and you scored. So now let's see what the offense can dial up.
They're going backwards. They tried to set up the screen, and the pass incomplete to King. And applying that pressure was Elijah Tarleton, right in the face of Coons.
Just the football person in me. 3rd and 20. And there were 2 guys open beyond 20 yards. One for the touchdown, and one that was open like for a 15-yard dig route, wide open. Like the communication got there. They got to tighten up some things. And I'm going to say it again. You see some athleticism, but athleticism without discipline, particularly eye discipline, does you no good.
Coons on 2nd down underneath.
Ooh, what a move.
And the speed of Drake Kendrick. And Kendrick,
he just absolutely outran the angle of the defensive lineman that thought he had a beat on him, Elijah Tarleton. I mean, look at that. He's going full speed. Look, he just goes 5 yards backwards in order to go 10 yards forward. That's that athleticism that they have on the edges. If they can make this game, take it out of the phone booth, and take it to the perimeter and challenge the defensive secondary of Towson to make some plays.
An important 3rd and 6 here. As the Spartans look to convert. In the backfield, it's King, and King absorbing a hit. Wyatt Drager was one of the tacklers there. King, his helmet comes off. And he appears to be in some pain, or he's feeling good enough to let the officiating crew know something that he's feeling. So it's 4th down and 6. And this offense walking off the field. If you're just tuning in, Jay Walker, Tiffany Green here with you. Towson, who scored 13 unanswered points in the first half, was held quiet until their last drive and scored a touchdown to push out their lead. Norfolk State had a little hope with an 8-yard touchdown run from Jalen Loudermilk. On this debut night for head coach Michael Vick here at Dick Price Stadium. After the 32-yard punt, the Towson Tigers will get the ball back when we return here to Norfolk. For Norfolk State. Well, Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern on ESPN and the all-new app, we celebrate the Coach Lee Corso's final college game day after 38 years. From the shoe in Columbus, Ohio, the site of a college football playoff semifinal rematch between #1 Texas and the reigning national champion Ohio State Buckeyes. That is going to be an excellent atmosphere, and everybody will be tuned in. There's so many great games for week 1 of the college football season. His flag comes out late at the end. Major Dillard demonstrative about something. Is the officiating crew communicating, and we'll hear now.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 12. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. This is number 12's first unsportsmanlike conduct towards disqualification.
So that goes against Jalen Swindell, who will go to the sideline.
You can see the emotion by Major Dillard, but you know, he's upset at his teammate for getting that penalty. Hey, what are you doing? We're in this game, and costly penalty like that. But also, there's different ways you got to discipline him. You know, the film will figure out what happened there, but showing the emotion, getting real upset on the field doesn't help your cause too much.
Now across midfield, taking a shot is Endorf. Has a receiver between 2 Spartan defenders, and Dunmore couldn't come up with it.
Now take advantage of that. Incomplete pass on first down. We know that Towson was going to come out again with the same formula they used earlier, running the ball on first down, winning that battle. Well, now when you stop them on a first down pass, that's like you won first down. Take advantage of that. Get them playing with their backs against the walls.
False start, offense, number 66, 5-yard penalty, second down.
That goes against the left tackle, Dan Volpe, the senior out of Colts Neck, New Jersey.
Penalty moves ball back to the 48-yard line. Second down 15, Tigers.
Can the pass defense show up for Towson? For Norfolk State. When they've gotten these obvious pass situations, the defense on the backside has not done a good job.
They got the penetration they were looking for, and they wrap them up and bring down the quarterback. Kyrie Moiston with the push, the sack of 3 yards, loss of 3 yards.
Yeah, and the coaches thought Moiston was going to be a guy that could be an impact transfer for him. Good job of just splitting the double team from his outside position, used speed and got skinny to get in the gap and get the tackle for a loss.
Well, Jay, this is something that Spartans want to wash out of their memory, because on that last drive, 3rd and 20, and Towson was able to put it in the end zone. Here another 3rd and long situation in Dorf. A little loop-de-loo around, stays on his feet, takes a hit, puts it up. And the pass incomplete, and wow.
Pass intended for Sam Reynolds.
You have to hold your breath, as you mentioned earlier, if you're a fan of Norfolk State. He came all the way across the field, behind the secondary, knees down, out of bounds right there. But they were that close to converting another 3rd and very long.
Long snapper Daniel Enderla.
And so Loudermilk, who scored the lone touchdown on offense for the Spartans.
Under further review.
And they're going to review that last play, as the replay official Marvin Hunt will take another look at it, and this should be a pretty quick review, in my opinion, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, there were 2 things. 1, I'm not sure he caught it. If the ground helped him, and 2, the knee was clearly out of bounds when he made the catch. I mean, first, I'm looking for the knee. Is he inbounds? Is he inbounds? Is he inbounds? Is he?
No, he's sliding. He's out of bounds right there when he gets possession of the ball, and I don't think he holds on to it anyway.
Yeah.
So the ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
At the review, the ruling on the field is upheld. It is 4th down.
And as you heard, the call is upheld, and the punting unit on for Pete Shinnick's crew.
The last time we saw Loudermilk back to field a punt, kind of let the ball bounce a little bit. I think he's staying a little bit deep. But if they try to angle kick away from you, you don't want that ball hitting the ground. Run up, make the catch. You need field position. If it goes over your head, you can let it go.
La Follette hits it up. Loudermilk. They're caught at the 15-yard line of Norfolk State. Well, this is how the day started. Again, we talked about just all this energy. First take was on campus inside Eccles Hall, and let me tell you, the Spartan Nation showed up in a major way. Hey, partner, you're looking good in that green and gold suit.
I know where I am. I knew where I was, so I kind of did that as a tribute to, there's a guy they used to call him Mr. CIAA. And we lost Mr. CIAA. So that was my best impression of Mr. CIAA, giving the folks here what they wanted. And got a lot of compliments on that suit, too.
Yeah. Well, Michael Vick, in his head coaching debut, after a great career, 13 years span in the NFL. And Otto Kuhns has done a nice job quarterbacking this unit, coming in for the starter, Israel Carter. Have you seen enough out of Otto Kuhns for him to maybe earn QB1 next week?
Yes, I have, and it's more so because I've not seen enough of Israel Carter to make him the starter. So I've seen Kuhns do some good things. Carter didn't move the chains at all. You know, not to say how it'll play out long term, but I think right now this team kind of believes in Kuhns right now a little bit.
The pitch over, And snuffed out immediately. Great play by C.J. McClendon, their Energizer Bunny for the Tigers.
I tell you, every time that Norfolk State tries to dial up something tricky, a little counter option, it seems like Towson knows it's coming.
Well, it goes back to a point you made earlier. The offensive coordinator, Brian Shepard, used to be the OC with Towson over the last 2 seasons. So they felt kind of comfortable that they had a good working knowledge of what he would try to run. And Coons has to escape, and he's not able to do so. Tripped up from behind. That's Rodney Roan Jr., who's second on the team last year in sacks, loss of 5 after that sack.
They like to release Roan Jr. He comes from that linebacker position. It's like a delayed blitz, and they get him one-on-one versus an interior offensive lineman. They feel he can win that matchup. Comes up with another sack to take the air out of the bubble of Norfolk State's offense.
Strong playmaker for the Tigers out of Richmond, Virginia. So standing in the back of his own end zone, Noah Tracy. He's able to get it out of the end zone. He's going to set up great field position, an opportunity for return. John Dunmore has some blocks along that right side, and Dunmore down near the 32-33 yard line. And Jay, this is just the primer for week 1. We had the opportunity to be in Atlanta last weekend, week 0 for the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge. We saw, as you mentioned, North Carolina Central with an impressive win over Southern Central out of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. They'll face off against Norfolk State in November. They'll host the Spartans.
And that'll be interesting because it'll be a much different Norfolk State team by then. You know, you would think once conference play happens that Norfolk State should be able to figure out, know who they are, establish their identity, particularly offensively, which is what they have to search for.
But Jay, what's really important is next weekend, right? You turn right around after hosting Towson, and now one of your biggest rivals in Virginia State. And Michael Vick knows that he's got to win September 6th, and he really wants to win October 4th, too.
Absolutely. I mean, Henry Frazier has got, they would love nothing more than to come in here and kind of put the kibosh on the Michael Vick show and all the celebrating there. Virginia State's traditionally one of the better Division II football programs in the country. This happens to be the rival of Norfolk State, but you know, you bring in Michael Vick to win games like that. You know, to beat the Virginia States, to beat the Institute from across the bay. That's what you have to do.
Hampton University is one of the 2 HBCUs in the CAA, them and North Carolina A&T. On 3rd and 3, and Battles gets the ball again, turning ahead for the first down. 15 carries, 78 yards for Battles, averaging just about 5 yards per carry. And the ground game has worked for Pete Shinnick. And, you know, it was one of those things where he talked about, hey, we've got a new offensive coordinator, Adam Neugebauer. Didn't really know him when he was at West Florida, but I liked the concepts that he had when he was the OC at Slippery Rock, and things started to work out. Fusion happened. They got connected, gelled, and now they're working together in this offense. What have you thought about this Towson group overall?
I think the offensive line has a little work to do. You know, to be in the conference that they're in, you know, you really have to be able to dominate and control that line of scrimmage. And was it dominating against Norfolk State? You could say that, but this group here, they've got a quarterback. You know, they got a young quarterback. We haven't seen him get flustered, but we have seen him get hit. Early on, he wasn't getting hit. Big situations, they were able to pressure them. But they've got running backs. They've got some skilled position guys. This is a team that I could see. I wouldn't be surprised if you said they put it together, win 8 ball games, and make it to the FCS playoffs.
Coming off their first winning season since 2019. Peyton Faulkner.
This is an official's timeout for injury.
Knows that he can have some success in this offense as an injury timeout. The Spartan player is down. That's Antoine Davis, one of the linebackers. So he's getting attention there on the sideline. And Jay, you know, this was a ball game. It was 13-0 at the half. Norfolk State cut it in half with their score late in this second half. However, different type of energy. It was something that the fans were really always waiting to get going, and then it could never really go full throttle.
Yeah, listen, I think they're going to look back and say missed opportunities. Missed opportunities to make it a one-score game before the half. Missed opportunity on the field goal that got blocked. Once you make it a one-score game again, missed opportunity to get the ball back on 3rd and 20. You give up a touchdown. They have not recovered from that one, but that was a big play in the 4th quarter. So they're going to look back and say, we had some chances. They've got to take it serious, but you got to take a real look in the mirror and say, okay, did we really miss some opportunities, or did we make mistakes that led to those missed opportunities? And I think it's a combination of both. You know, the score may be close. You know, at this point, it's irrelevant. But the fact is, I think they've got some work to do. They've got some work to do. They caught a couple breaks, but they also made some big plays that hurt them that won't give them a chance to win many football games. And they need to figure out a quarterback. You know, as you brought up earlier, like, what do you do? I mean, quarterback controversy week 2, not the way you want to start your season.
To the end zone, John Dunmore able to get position and haul it in. Dunmore was an outstanding grab to just go get that one. He was covered by Parham, but Dunmore wanted it more. So 3rd different receiver tonight that Endorf has found in the end zone.
You had the feeling Endorf knew it was going to be a free play because Norfolk State was offsides. Took a shot, got it out to his big wide receiver. Another touchdown strike from the freshman.
Andrew Endorf, 14 of 26 tonight, 187 yards through the air, and 3 TDs. And for your first collegiate start, it's got to feel good.
Yeah, he's got a little swagger to him. He can hurt you so many ways, and coming from a successful program like he has from St. Thomas Aquinas, he's won multiple state championships, gets an opportunity to play as a freshman to start very first college game. He's got tremendous upside. Future looks bright. Oh, he's smiling on that one.
It's got to feel good, and the fact that he's been able to, you know, spread the ball around. He's targeted a number of different receivers, connected with 8 of them. Dunmore among his favorite targets. Touchback in Norfolk State will get the ball at the 25-yard line. You know, you have your welcome to college football moments on the field, and this is one of those welcome to college head football coaching moments for Michael Vick.
You know, I remember, seems like just, it wasn't too long ago, remember when Coach Prime, Deion Sanders came in the HBCU football coaching, and we would talk to a number of coaches, and, you know, we thought they were being, you know, a little bit snarky, being a little smart-alecky when they would say, well, I'm not that worried about him. I mean, he's not playing. It's his kids that are playing. And Coach Prime took his lumps during that spring. He had to learn what the game was about at this level, how to coach up or down at this level. And I think that's going to be the same thing. You know, right now, I think Towson and other coaches are going to say, as long as Michael Vick is on that sideline and we don't have to game plan against him, then we can go after his players. And sooner or later, his players will pick up on that and step up and want to compete just as much as he does.
You know, because we had asked him the question of, you know, how much do players maybe challenge him? I think Israel Carter was one of those players that, look, I could throw as far as you. I could run as fast as you. Michael Vick said, okay, like, don't let the smooth taste fool you. Like, I'm still him. I can still get it done. But he said he had to also establish that, you know, I'm not Michael Vick, I'm Coach Vick.
And I think that's what's impressed me. You know, I asked him, how much do you give of yourself to the kids? You know, are you willing to come out and talk to them about anything, everything? Is it off limits? Do you tell them what it was like to be a big-time recruit? You tell them what it's like to compete for national. He said, whatever they ask me, I talk to them about. And that's what it's all about. You know, we're talking, you know, FCS football. You know, you want kids want an opportunity to chase a dream like you did. But I think him sharing the experience and at least saying, I know what it takes to succeed on multiple levels of the game. You just felt I felt a realness about it. I don't know if it was just me, but I felt a realness about him. Like, he wants to do things for this kids, for this community.
And here at the 2-minute timeout, we'll step aside and we'll come back with more from Dick Price Stadium when you return. Get down, yeah. That's that Thursday night feels from Dick Price Stadium, right? Spartan Legion. You got to, you know, kind of create your own fun right here. Final 2 minutes of this one.
Create no fun. So what's going to be the HBCU band song of the year?
You had your early thoughts of Boots on the Ground.
Yeah.
But that was, so. I feel like it's like, I don't know how well it sounds in a band form. Like, They Not Like Us was the soundtrack last year. I mean, they just took everything by storm. It was everywhere. Yes. That's a great question, though, Jay. I don't have. Remains to be seen.
I think we'll hear some Chris Brown.
Okay.
Residual was pretty hot. You know,
okay.
They're starting to score that there. You have to think one of the ladies is going to show up.
Cool saw the reception. I mean, throw the reception there from Dre Kendrick.
When I say the ladies, I'm talking, it's either going to be Glorilla, it's going to be Meg Thee Stallion. One of those songs is going to show up.
Okay.
Sexy.
Yes. No. Oh. Don't start there. Coons.
Look out.
Back foot throw, and wow. Great hands there from Cameron Thomas.
I got it. No, you don't. Yes, I do. Take it back. This is the effort you want to make. Look at this. Ball probably should have gone someplace else. Then Miles Brody comes over and thinks I can deflect it. With a great play by Cameron Thomas.
Way to snatch it out of the air. Was that Deshaun Jackson-esque? Would he have made a grab back in the day like that from Michael Vick? As Xavion Evans, the momentum, pulls him near the goal line, stopped just short.
How about Big X the plug? You think Big X the plug?
You like Big X the plug. I like it.
Some
Coombs
version of the push.
under
No, he's too
center.
high. He was up too high. Did he get it?
I think they held him.
Yeah, the shoulder pad level was way too high. When you're a tall 6'3" quarterback, you have to make an exerted effort to get low. He tried to slide down over his left guard, and his chest was just completely exposed.
3rd and goal, and the Spartans want an opportunity to try to put another score on the board before the time expires.
The 3rd and final time out of the half. Please reset the game clock. 24 seconds.
So Norfolk State spends their final timeout.
So take a look, give you a little QB sneak teaching a little bit for taller quarterbacks. Everybody sees Jalen Hurts and do the push, they think it's easy. But, you know, the target zone on a runner is probably only about 3 inches. So when you're 6'3", look how high he is. That's too high. So they were able to hit him and pull him up. Too much target. You got to just head for the knees. See, once he's up there, oh, he bobbled that snap. That's what it is. He bobbled it. And probably bobbled it because quarterbacks today don't know how to get under center. They just don't get under center, so that ball snap might have been low as well. Put it on the center as well. Sometimes they're not used to having that quarterback right underneath them. And you think I'm lying? They need a yard, and he's in shotgun. They saw that. They need a yard, he's in shotgun. They almost fumbled it, so.
They'll try once more. Coombs keeps it himself. Not able to get outside to the edge. Great tackle there by Miles Brody.
You got to hurry up. You got to get to the line of scrimmage. This clock is going to continue to run.
And can they get off the final play of the night? Xavion Evans searches for the end zone. He's close.
They didn't give it to him, or they're going to end it on the 1-inch line. Another missed opportunity.
So the Towson Tigers spoil Michael Vick's head coaching debut with Norfolk State. And the final score from Dick Price Stadium, 27-7, as it was that type of night for the Spartans. Michael Vick starts this new era of Spartan football with the loss. They had a chance to at least leave on a high note for good measure. That was on 3rd and goal.
Good job by Miles Brody there, the cornerback, taking the legs away. And then the final push of the night, just short for Norfolk State. A lot of electricity to start off this game, but at the end of the day, you know he's a competitor. You can feel it eating away at him, but a lot of football remains to be seen, and it's a program still trying to find its identity.
Well, a night full of anticipation, not ending the way that Michael Vick would have liked. His Norfolk State Spartans go down here at home for Jay Walker and the rest of our great crew. I'm Tiffany Green saying, we out from Norfolk, VA.